And good evening, Mike Nelson joining you again. We have a life-threatening situation going on in Boulder at the present time. Flash flood emergency has now been declared for the city of Boulder and for northern sections of Jefferson County. This storm system has been producing amazing amounts of rainfall and will continue to do so for the next several hours.
And 7 News with team coverage at 10. We have 2 crews in northern Colorado tracking flooding in Larimer and Weld counties.
And 2 more in Boulder County, where the flooding threat is far from over. All of that rain that fell in northern Colorado now flowing east into Sterling, flooding that town. 7 News reporter Lance Hernandez is in Sterling live now. Lance, roads into the town are washed out. Good morning, everyone. It's 7 o'clock. A 24/7 weather alert. The entire metro area under some sort of a flash flood warning or watch right now.
Every major highway into the foothills is closed at this time. CU Boulder closed and hundreds of people evacuated there.
Of course, overnight, dozens of people rescued from their homes as the water closed in.
Yeah, we've been live since midnight and have live team coverage all over the Boulder area and really surrounding areas. We have crews spread out all over the place. And these are the kind of images we've been looking at all morning long, especially as the sun comes up. We're getting a better look, but you can see the amount of water that is on the roadways. It's washing roadways out. People are having to be rescued. There's been some dive teams that have been called in to be on standby, and the swiftwater rescue teams getting people to safety.
Yeah, exactly. This is video from overnight. Right now we're watching a situation at 287 and Dillon Road where there were some problems with the road. Some vehicles went in, we understand, from scanner traffic at this point.
We have some incredible images coming in from the situation at 287 in Dillon.
This is a breaking news story that we want to tell you about. These are 3 vehicles that were involved in a road that got washed out at 287 near Dillon Road in Boulder County. One of the vehicles, this is a live picture you're looking at right now, one of the vehicles you can see is overturned there, and we are told that there was one individual who was in that car, and the water rescue team was able to flip the car in such a way where they were able to get that person out. It's our understanding at this moment that the people that were involved, the 3 vehicles that were involved, are all okay. We are continuing to follow up on that. And in fact, we have some breaking news right now to tell you about concerning one of the areas that had one of the flooding incidents today.
That's right. We want to get out to Amanda Cost right now, who's at 287 in Dillon. And there's a new potential danger right here. What can you tell us about this?
Just within the last 10 minutes, we've been able to confirm that behind me in this area, because of where this road swept out, there is an exposed gas line. This is a major gas line, and there's a potential for danger. They actually moved us back from where we were posted up, where you're looking right now, where this truck just pulled in. That's where our live truck was. We were told we needed to move. It was a matter of safety. Now, just within the last 3 to 5 minutes, an Excel truck pulled in. I was able to see before we moved where the gas line is, where this connector is. Now, the danger here is because Dillon Road swept away there. We're going to show you video from the rescue. Where these rescues happened this morning, because that road swept away, this gas line, this major connector for this area, is now exposed. You're looking at video. You can see a yellow raft making its way to a silver sedan. 7 News has broken this news. I broke it on Twitter. 2 of those men who were rescued, including the man in the silver sedan, they were on their way to work this morning.
I'm Ann Trujillo along with Mike Landis. 7 News is vowing to stay on the air to bring you all the constantly changing information of flooding and evacuation. It's affecting so many Coloradans, Mike.
And it is changing so quickly, so we're going to be on the air from now and throughout the day, monitoring all the conditions. We'll be here for you, providing coverage before, during, and after the football games, of course, and we'll have new information.
And we do have multiple crews out bringing live breaking information on air, online, and of course on our 7 News app.
Here is the walkway. So that water now literally right underneath of me, and locals here say maybe 4 to 6 feet is how it should normally look. I do want to make a note that there is another evacuation center that's opening up in northern here. It's on Timberline Church, so you can tell that there's a lot of people who are having to leave their homes. I talked to one gentleman who was out here watching earlier, and he said a neighborhood just over in this way, it sits up high, but because it's so close to the floodplain, they went ahead and evacuated that. Oh my goodness. We just must have had a huge, look, that just went underneath the bridge and made a huge bump on that bridge.
You were on that bridge with Major King just a couple of hours ago. It's really come up fast. It's over the top of it now, right?
Yeah, Mike, you remember about 5 o'clock this morning when you asked me what's been most shocking so far?
Yeah.
Well, I can answer that question now, 12 hours later. right here. This is pretty amazing. I mean, about 4:15, I think it was, when we went live on that bridge, and now here we are an hour and a half later, and you are just watching as that water continues to flow over this bridge. Every now and then we see an enormous trunk or a limb come flying by. It smacks that bridge, hops around, and then goes up and underneath. You do not want to be anywhere near the Big Thompson. Larimer County Sheriffs are tweeting out they are recommending anybody in low-lying areas, whether you're a business, whether you're a homeowner, to get out now. I want you to take a look for yourself. This is where that pedestrian bridge was along the Big Thompson River on Wilson Avenue here in Loveland. You can see now that concrete slab, which was the pedestrian walkway or trail, now goes to nowhere, and we're going to take a little walk. TV might get a little bit ugly for a second, but walk down just to show you how powerful water can be. I mean, we've seen debris everywhere. This doesn't need any words to explain. Right here, concrete block, metal posts that I believe at one point helped support this bridge, or at least the end of it, now completely torn down and flipped over.
We are tracking breaking news live from downtown Boulder, where warning sirens, flood sirens, have been sounding continuously since the top of the 10 o'clock hour.
We're actually in a boat right now, getting ready to launch into the waters here in Weld County. We're just off of County Road 16.5, and the county road is completely flooded, washed out by these floodwaters. Now, what you're looking at right now is where a road was and a driveway not even 72 hours ago, now completely flooded. Beyond that was an empty lake. Residents tell us it was an empty lake, now completely filled and overflowing. The reason why we're here and we're about to launch from this location, we're going to slowly, carefully pan to the right and show you. You can see the home, the same home that we had video of from Air Tracker 7, completely surrounded by water. What was a lakefront property, the resident living there tells us now it's now $1 million boathouse. Somehow, beyond what the waters you're seeing and beyond how close they got, he says that the water did not make it into that house. In just a few minutes, we're going to launch into this lake that's now completely expanded and give you a better view of what it looks like here on the ground.
Right now, let's head up to Air Tracker because I want to show you some pretty incredible video. This is a retention pond in Commerce City, and you can see, look at how much water we are dealing with. So this is Air Tracker up there live for us right now. They had not been able to fly pretty much throughout the entire morning as well as yesterday as a result of all the rain showers. The ceiling, the clouds, just too low for them to be able to get up there.
And you're looking right now, that porta potty I pointed out has made it all the way. We heard it cracking, breaking against debris about what it was hitting, and now it is passing. It's about to go through underneath. You can see now it's going underneath the bridge. These powerful floodwaters, you are seeing the power of what they are capable of just within the few minutes. The woman was speaking. I timed out her soundbite there. It was 19 seconds. In those 19 seconds, that was the amount of time it took for that porta potty, these waters, to carry it all the way across. We heard it cracking as it hit something that was within the parking lot area here.
Now, we want to start tonight with the story of how you have already helped Colorado recover. We interviewed a Weld County couple, Doug and Pamela, on live TV in the pouring rain on Sunday. They had just returned to their home. They found nothing left. Their 6 horses and week-old colt were safe, however. They needed hay and grain. Almost immediately, viewers started calling in, wanting to help out. 7 News reporter Charlie Krausen picks up the story now, live from Weld County.
And Micah, good evening to you. We are live in Weld County, and as you were saying, thousands of homes throughout Colorado have been affected by this flood, now coming up on 6 days. And we've introduced you to so many Coloradans and told you the stories of what they've been doing, just trying to sift through and pick up and move on. Doug Wise and Pamela Patrick was one of those couples we told you about on Sunday, and it's at this home, now a quarter of a mile down the road off of County Road 13, where they've come back and they've seen anything they may have had salvageable. But right now, they're still dealing with the heartbreak. Take a look. Sunday, we introduced you to Doug Wise and Pamela Patrick shortly after leaving their Weld County home.
This is my mom's charm that has her ashes in it, and that's all I wanted. I didn't care about anything else.
3 days later, we caught up with Pamela again. She still wears her charm close to her heart, now trying to figure out what to do.
You don't know how you're supposed to feel. You don't know the things that you're supposed to do.
Pamela's trip home was her first since all water had receded, leaving behind a layer of mud and human waste covering everything. What are you expecting to see when you walk in the door?
I don't know.
Trudging through the filth, Pamela made her way inside, and what she found, almost too much to take.
Oh no.
Her father's flag still resting high on a shelf, her mom's clock still ticking away the seconds. Then Pamela found her childhood hope chest.
Maybe if I leave it open, my mom and dad gave me these when I was little. That's the stuff I'm gonna miss.
3 miles away at a nearby farm, Pamela's tears of sorrow gave way to joy.
Can you say hi, Ricochet?
She was reunited with 3 of her 6 horses being stabled by a local farmer.
This is my favorite part of my whole life right here. Doesn't get any better than this.
And inside that home just off of County Road 13 here in Weld County, there is a banner that hangs on the wall that says, "Greatness is not found in possessions, power, position, or prestige. It is found in goodness, humility, service, and in character." And as we have seen, guys, now for the past 3 days, that character is exemplified best through Pamela and also through Doug. Now, they say their long-term goal is to find a home, not only for themselves, but also for those 6 horses so they can all be reunited as a family. But until then, they have still said, and they've held steadfast to the idea that any goodness or charity they receive, they'll return to everyone who helps them in kind. We are live in Weld County. Charlie Krausen, 7 News.
This picture of this rescuer carrying a dog literally
Oh my
on
gosh,
his
look
back.
at the size of that dog.
And man, this is valiant.
These historic floods overtaking many Colorado basements, washing away decades of memories that have been stored there.
For one man, John Marshall of Boulder, water that stood 7 feet high in his basement took one precious memory in particular. 7 News photojournalist Brad Bogot shares John's story.
We had a river running through our yard. I mean, literally a river of water and mud running through our yard. So we had water coming in the windows, up the sewer, and a combination of both filled the basement with water. And the basement is sitting in the driveway right now. It was frightening. It was frightening. And we got up at 1:30 in the morning and we took a look down in the basement, and I thought I'll walk down, take a look, and I took 2 steps down the stairs and I was up to my waist in water. This is the basement, and we got water up to, I'm going to say, 7 feet of water. This is the bathroom and laundry room. It was our family room down here. We had a big stove, gas stove down at this end on front of this big fireplace.
And normally, a lot of times we'll say, well, can you show us some pictures of what this was like, if you had any pictures of your basement? But
the pictures are gone. I don't have any pictures of anything. My pictures from the time my kids were raised to now, I don't have a single picture to my name. You know, that's life. You go with what happens. The good Lord gives and the good Lord takes. We're going to survive. We're going to get through this.
Colorado flooding.
It was like the Titanic, where the water just kept on getting higher and higher.
17 counties affected, thousands evacuated, residents and pets by air, by land, or by zip line. More than 1,000 homes destroyed and thousands more damaged. Memories lost.
My pictures from the time my kids were raised to now, I don't have a single picture to my name.
Livelihoods lost.
My family has owned this business since 1928.
Roads and homes destroyed, but spirits never broken.
We're all laughing, we're all having fun, and we're all helping each other.
Now, nearly a week after that first flood siren, communities coming together.
People have showed up that I really don't know.
Providing food, shelter, a shoulder to lean on.
My heart is overflowing with gratitude today.
After days of the unknown.
People crying, leaving their home behind.
As the floodwaters start to recede, the rebuilding begins as Colorado recovers.
Good evening, and thank you for watching this special live presentation of 7 News. I'm Mike Landis.
And I'm Ann Trujillo, and tonight we are looking forward at the tremendous tasks that lie before the state, cleaning up, rebuilding. Colorado coming back stronger than ever.
Tonight, we're going to bring you stories of survivors and heroes and let you know how you can help Colorado overcome this disaster. On Erie, floodwaters wiping out a church, its Bibles, its nursery, its sanctuary, but not its spirit.
7 News reporter Amanda Koss taking us inside the church to show us how even small helpers can make a big difference.
I've been the pastor here for 35 years.
Even for a man who preaches every Sunday, sometimes there are no words.
People have showed up that I really don't know.
The Bible Baptist Church of Erie.
This is our main entryway.
Flooded 3 times in 3 days.
Thursday when it flooded, the water was, it may have been about right in here on Thursday. But the Friday morning flood came up to here.
24 inches of unholy water.
This is the main entrance into my auditorium. That water turned all my chairs over, floated everything, and these are heavy chairs, destroyed all my hymn books, my Bibles, and everything.
A fitting title here on the bottom shelf in Pastor James Duncan's office.
The test of life. I tell you, there's just been so many things that just, just like that, the test of life. And again, Peter says the trial of our faith is much more precious than gold.
Trials and tribulations, mud, mold, and murky water. Inspiration.
Okay, Riley, here's some more. That was back like that.
Lifted up by the tiniest of helpers.
So hard, and she had her little broom out there sweeping Saturday, and she's done the same thing today. She wants to help.
I want to help the church. Their pastor.
And I have said over and over and over, and that the church is not this building.
Practicing what he preaches.
The church is the people and the heart and soul of people. And we can have church in this parking lot or in that building out there. It doesn't make any difference where we meet. And Jesus says, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'll be in the midst of them.
Answering this test of faith with resolve.
This is my heart and passion. I have no desire to do anything else.